I'm with Group Harmonics. I want to talk to you briefly about, I have 5 minutes, speeding up as you scale up. I am the author of Iterate, Run a Fast, Flexible, Focused Management Team, by the table on the front. It's a best-selling management book, and what I want to do here is use my limited time to raise your bar and raise your thinking about the idea of getting more fast as you get more big and complicated. The bar in this space is too low, partly because of this. People that are in OD and the HR world that talk to you about making your organization more effective tend to have really pretty slides and a lot more noise than signal. It's not technically wrong, but it does sort of have a lot of fluff. I'm an engineer. It feels fluffy to me. That's not even the biggest problem. The biggest problem is this idea that you have to trade. You have to trade between, if you want to be fast, you have to have chaos. If you want to have accountability, you have to have bureaucracy. And so if you're leading a company, you're sort of being asked implicitly to trade away as you grow and make your speed for bureaucracy and organization a little at a time. And so if you're the leader, you're constantly in a position of getting that wrong. But the thing is, that is a false trade-off. If I took your PC and I put a new processor in it, and so now it's run by a system that's more complex and bigger, and therefore your computer will be slower, you would fire me, and you should. So don't take that deal. It's not a trade-off. Now, how do I know this? I know this because I work with companies. I come in, I'm with the leadership team and senior executives for about a quarter. Not the whole time. There's a couple of big touch points, like think like an offsite, only you're not offsite, and when you're done with it, you're actually 3 weeks ahead instead of 3 days behind. And then when I leave, I get 2 pieces of feedback. The first piece of feedback I get is that we got more done while you were here than we would have while you were not here. It was actually an accelerator. The second piece of feedback I get doesn't have to change slides, lucky for me, and that is that when I check back in a year or 2 or 3 years later, what I hear is we continue to get more done. The acceleration stuck. We are at the speed we should be for our size. Things like 50% improvement in measurable team performance, things like 20% or more growth rate in revenue, organic, year over year, 3 to 5 years at least. Things like we surprised Wall Street with our results and the larger clients. The acceleration sticks because the system can be faster when it's bigger. Now, I don't actually think you should believe me when I tell you this because of the blah blah effect of my world. So I want to invite you to a panel I'm doing with Todd. Todd is the CEO of Reflection Medical. I did this work with him, and we're going to talk on Thursday, March 21st, this Thursday, Avalon Track 4 at 1:30. I'll get a little more time and hopefully a little better clicker to talk to you about what I did, but more importantly, you're going to hear from Todd on what the results were, because what I'm saying is sort of unbelievable, and I get that. What I actually do is I move the company from traditional management to iterative management, and it's not that hard to do. You know what traditional management is? We get together, you run the company, everyone comes in, you look down at them, they look up at you and say, hey boss, my part's fine, look over there. And then you try and kind of put it together and hopefully make some decisions somewhere in there. In iterative management, your people come in and they say, hey boss, this is where we're trying to go here in the future. Right now I think we're headed here. We need to make some decisions today to bring those things into alignment. And so you're making more decisions, you're taking more actions, and you're stepping step by step. You're eating a bite of the work every week in every level. And everyone's looking up at you if you're running the company. So you get to not look down, you get to look forward, which is where you're supposed to look if you run the company. It's a really simple formula. It is good, realistic information coming in the door of your meetings. It is effective decision making, and that is coordinated action, which breaks other things and brings in more information, and that's all you're really doing. So that's what I do, and it doesn't take more than about a quarter to get it done. These stickers are on my table out there, and you have also the book out there on the table. If you haven't grabbed one, please do. They're heavy. If I have to take them home, I'd love for you to have one. So grab a book, grab some stickers, and then please do consider coming to the talk with Todd on Thursday if you can. Even if you're not at a moment right now where you're ready for this kind of growth, I usually start making sense at about 25 employees, and then it goes all the way up to multinationals. But even if you're not there yet, please come, because I would love to raise your bar in what you think is possible, so that when you get there, you don't get sold this false trade-off, because it shouldn't be that way. We're doing you a huge disservice. I'd much rather do business with a few of you now, and the rest of you just know what to do, read the book, and do it yourselves. That's a win for me. So thank you for your attention. Ed Musio, Group Harmonics. I'm in the app. If you want to book a meeting, please do. Schedule is current.